What is going on, everyone? Coming at you with some more One Piece gameplay. Today's matchup is between one of my favorite decks, and that is Black Yellow Big Mom against Yamato. My one friend has been obsessed with Yamato, and it's basically all they've been playing ever since it came out. And we've been trying to figure out ways to best it, as they've been having a really good time and a lot of success with Yamato. Myself, I am piloting the Black Yellow Big Mom, and I am going to end up going first, which it is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of going first with this deck, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. We are gonna see a Charlotte Pudding though, turn one, and we're going to use that to grab a Sanji here. I think at this point I was like, this Katakuri is gonna come down too late. I want to have some 2Ks in hand, just because I don't want to give up too much life early. I think the strategy with Big Mom is to get out blockers that are unkillable in certain matchups, and then also try and get a ton of 2Ks out. We're going to swing with our Black Yellow Big Mom. We're going to hit a Parasparrow, of course, on our first swing. And then we're going to pay 3 for our own Parasparrow to have the exact same board state as our opponent, albeit being a little bit behind, unfortunately. Parasparrow is going to swing here, which we are going to opt to take that. And then we're going to see a swing of 5, and we're going to counter out. And they're going to play a Charlotte Smoothie. So, again, we're just going to try and control our opponent's board. So we're going to swing at the Parasparrow. It's going to go down, and they're going to reveal their top 3. Didn't see what they grabbed, unfortunately, but then we're going to swing Parasparrow at their leader here, which they're opting to take as well. And so now we're on a 5 Dawn turn, so we're going to pay 1, and we're going to pay for a Charlotte Pudding. Look at the top 4. And we're going to grab a Charlotte Brulee here. Brulee is a good blocker in this deck, can trigger. And then we're going to pay 3 for a Fukuro, and we're going to leave 1 Dawn active. I think that when I originally had planned out my turn, I thought my opponent was going to counter out of their 1 swing at the Parasparrow. They're going to swing putting 5 at Parasparrow, which I'm going to counter out of. They're then going to swing 6 at it. And he's basically acted as a blocker this turn, which is kind of nice. So we're going to grab a Charlotte Cracker off of that Parasparrow death. And then they're going to swing 6 here at leader, which we're going to end up taking. And now, we've got 2 life left, so we basically have to stabilize this turn. And we know that our opponent's probably going to want to play a 7 cost next turn, so we're going to swing 5 here at their Charlotte Smoothie and see if they want to counter out of it or not. Ideally, we can swing at it over and over again if we want to. They are going to end up countering out of it with a 2K. We're going to swing at the Pudding here, clear that off, pay 3 for a Fukuro, and then pay 4 for a Cracker here, and that Cracker is just going to be a presence on board. I'm not really ever going to use him to do damage, but being able to swing 7 with 1 Dawn is pretty nice. Our opponent's going to swing 6 here, which we're going to counter out of, and then they're going to drop a 7 cost, which we're going to opt to give to them. We don't want to lose any more life at this point. We're almost in a spot where we can play our 10 cost Big Moms, and yeah, the 7 Dawn turn's a bit awkward, but the 9 Dawn turn's a bit awkward, but we want to make sure that we can do some damage. So we are going to swing at the Charlotte Smoothie, and then we're going to play Sewer to minus, and then play a Thunderbolt to pop the Big Mom to basically deal with that threat effectively. And then we're going to swing 5 with putting out leader here, pushing our opponent down to 3 life, and then we're going to pay 3 for another Fukuro. So now I've got a big wall of blockers. There's nothing that our opponent can really play this turn that's going to threaten us. They're going to pay another 7 cost Big Mom. I'm going to give them that life right back. I know that I'm playing a 10 drop next turn, so my opponent can do a couple of things. They could play a blocker, but they're going to swing 6 at our Pudding here, which we're going to let that go down, and then they're going to pass to us with 2 Dawn active. I guess they're afraid of a Cracker swing, but we don't really care about swinging with Cracker at all. So we're going to pay 10, drop a Big Mom, recover 1 and trash their life they just recovered. And we have another Big Mom in hand, so essentially at this point our whole game plan is just protect our life, drop another Big Mom, and then follow that up with whatever we can after that. We're gonna be at a spot where we're gonna become basically even on life, but they're gonna drop another 7 cost Charlotte Linlin here, so that's 3 that we've seen already this game. And then they're gonna swing here, which we're going to block with Fukuro, and they're gonna swing again, which we are going to opt to take. And then again, we're just going to try again. So we're going to swing 12 at the Charlotte Linlin here. Again, we want to try and get this off the board if we can. We really don't want our opponents to keep that, but they're going to opt to counter out, which is a huge task. But then we're going to play another 12 cost. And again, we're in a position where we're we're behind in life, so their Katakuri is turned off. Their 4-cost Katakuri, so we can't rush us. We have 2 blockers, and we have 2 life left. So even like this turn, if we were to take 2 swings at life, or even just 1 swing at life, and then block the other 2 swings, we're feeling pretty good. So our opponent's going to swing at our Big Mom, which we're going to counter out of. They're going to swing at our life here, which we're going to block. And then they're going to load up their leader here, and they're going to swing at life here, which we are going to think about triggering, it looks like. And we are going to opt to trigger the Ikaku Sovereignty here to recover again, just because like we have a play in mind for this turn, and it's a pretty interesting one. In my mind, there's a couple ways that I could have done this, but we're gonna swing 8 here at leader. We're just trying to think about how like the turn order we want to do it. So we're gonna swing 8 here, double attack at leader. Again, we're gonna force at least 2 cards out of hand, or force out that Ikakaburu arrow. The goal here is that I actually thought they would counter out of this swing, because if they counter out of this swing, it's pretty easy for us to go to lethal, or kill their board. Like if they take this, there's an avenue where lethal is possible, or there's an avenue where we can like survive 1 more turn. We have our leader effect if we have 2 huge Big Moms to swing at their Big Moms. They're gonna opt to take it. And then they're going to think about triggering a card in their life here. I do believe they opt to not trigger it. I think it was an Ikakaburu arrow. And then we're going to swing 12 at the Big Mom here. We want to try and clear off, one of these bodies. They're going to use arrow. And then they're also going to use Yamato here to get out of it. So we'll swing again at the Big Mom here. Try to just exhaust their hand. They're going to counter with 2 2Ks. And then we're going to play Katakuri to bounce our Cracker back into our life here. There was 2 ways that you could go about this. You could bounce the Big Mom back into their life to put you both at 2. Probably the better play is to bounce their 7-cost back into their life, because at that point, it's a free game. They're going to swing here, a huge swing on our Big Mom, which we're going to counter out of. They're going to swing another one here, which we are going to let go, because again, we can't protect it with no cards in hand. And then they're going to swing 6 here at leader, which we're going to take that Charlotte Cracker. And now we're in a position where, we have a bunch of huge swings. So we're going to swing 8 here at Yamato. They have to basically counter out of this swing, which they don't. And then at that point, it's just 22 at leader, and that's going to be game. Big Mom taking it. Until next time, Monty out.